How's it going today, class? Professor Pinky here, and today I'm bringing you my test hands video for my Neo-Spacian deck. If you haven't checked out the video, go ahead and check it out in my playlist for Yu-Gi-Oh! You guys can check it out there. Again, this deck has been updated post the Ghost from the Past 2 support, introducing Elemental Hero Neos Kluger and everything like that. So I already shuffled up here. I'm going to go ahead and give it a cut, and we're going to go ahead and see what we got for our first test hand. So we got Keeper of Dragon Magic, Aqua Dolphin, Neos Wiseman, Neos Fusion, and Hummingbird. So for this test hand, I'm going to go ahead and just primarily see what we can do going first. Again, this deck does like to go second, but sometimes you get caught in those rough situations. So going first, let's see what we can do. Luckily, we already have the Neos Fusion in hand, so we're going to use Keeper of Dragon Magic to go ahead and see if we can bait out any, hand traps or negates, anything like that the opponent may have. So I'm going to go ahead and I think pitching Aqua Dolphin is a good choice here. So I'll use the effect to go ahead and discard Aqua Dolphin, use Keeper to search out another fusion. Again, this is if the opponent has no interruptions. Here we can get Miracle Fusion. That may be a good option, but we could also get another copy of Neos Fusion, let's say, if that doesn't go through. But I think I'm going to go ahead and maybe just get a copy of Miracle Fusion here. Again, there's many routes we can go, but just to kind of test the how it goes, Miracle Fusion will be our choice here. So Miracle Fusion again will just give us the ability on follow up on our next turn to possibly just spit out another fusion monster on top of the one we send with or make with Neos Fusion. So shuffle up here real quick, give it a good cut. Always like to reset it just to kind of give it that real vibe. So alright, and then before I start special summoning with Neos Fusion, again, that'll lock me out for the rest of the turn, so I'll use the second effect of Keeper of Dragon Magic to reveal a fusion monster with specifically listed materials. So I'll choose Storm Neos that specifically lists Aqua Dolphin, so I can go ahead and get another body on board and put him in face down defense position. Again, that really helps with Rainbow Neos to shuffle monsters back and everything like that, plus it's just another body. So now I think I'll go ahead and just fire off the copy of Neos Fusion. I do think now with the introduction of Neos Kluger, he's going to be my first, going first, if not Brave Neos Fusion monster. So I'll dump the Neos, there's the Yubel, dump the Yubel, and then I'll go ahead and give it a cut. I do have, again, Neos Wiseman in my hand, but that's okay because the floating effect of Kluger does activate also if Wiseman is in hand, so no worries there. Alright, so I'll go ahead and do that. And we got Kluger on the field. Again, we have the protection of Neos Fusion too if he gets destroyed. And then again, if they get past the destruction, then of course he has the floating effect and I can bring out Neos Wiseman. So I think that's not a bad board. And again, next turn I can use Miracle Fusion to get another body if we keep everyone protected. Even if they clear out Keeper and they clear out the Aqua Dolphin, I can still have Kluger on the field, if not Wiseman, and we're good to go. So let me go ahead and get the stacks back and do a quick little shuffle, and we'll try a going second hand. Again, this deck really prefers to go second, but again, it can also go first, and that's kind of how I like to build an deck build and theory craft. I really like to make something that can go first and second and just be ready for any situation. It's not really like combo heavy, and it's not really like control based. It's, I would say, like a mid-range, again, OTK sort of deck. So let's go ahead and draw our hand. So we got Aqua Dolphin again. We got Imperm, very nice. We got Neospace Connector, I love it. Another copy of Neos Fusion, sweet, that's straight gas, and then Convert Contact. So again, we're going to go second here, so I'll draw the extra card. So I have Ash. So what I like to do when I practice going second, if, again, I'm responding to an opponent in a real game, so I'm going to go ahead and say I used Impermanence on the opponent's turn to stop him at a certain choke point. So this gives us a new refreshed hand of the 5 cards, again, including Ash for whatever. So because I control no monsters or cards on the field, I'll go ahead and pop the Convert Contact. This is really good Ash bait as well, any negate, bait. So I'm going to go ahead, and since the only other Spacian I have in hand is going to be Aqua Dolphin, I'll be sending him. And whenever I use Convert Contact, I like to send the pairs of Spacians. So again, we have Storm Neos in the deck, so keeping that in mind, the pair for Dolphin is going to be Air Hummingbird in this case. So let me find, there's Air Hummingbird. I'll go ahead and toss him, give it a quick little shuffle. My cards are flying everywhere today. There we go. And then once we give it the shuffle and the cut, we'll go ahead and draw 2 off the top. So let's see what our refreshed hand looks like. I got Rainbow Dragon, okay, and Space Gift. So definitely don't like seeing the Rainbow Dragon, but it is what it is. Sometimes you get them. Again, we run 3-4 Garnets, excluding Neos, but we'll go ahead and go into our Neospace connector again to kind of bait out anything. Effective connector, I'm gonna go ahead. I already see that I have, again, Dolphin and Air Hummingbird engraved, so I'm gonna find another Spacian again in levels of importance. If you watch the deck profile, my target is most likely gonna be Mole. There we go. So I'm gonna get Mole and I'm gonna special summon him and face up defense. So let's say they try to beat over Mole, his effect can just bounce himself and the other monster back. And I do have Space Gift here, so I'm gonna use the effect of Neo Space Connector to go ahead and tag out for one of the Spacians engraved. So again, going second, I could try to rip a card depending on the opponent's hand, but let's say they already had just everything in the field. They have like maybe one card in hand. It may not be worth going ahead and activating Dolphin at this point. So I would like to think, okay, let's go for Hummingbird. Alright, so I've got the Hummingbird in defense position. So again, I could have used Aqua Dolphin, but again, I think Hummingbird's good. I'll go ahead and use this effect. Whatever amount of cards the opponent has, I can go ahead and just get some life points off of that. So I'm going to use Space Gift to further replenish and refresh my hand. So again, this works for every one different Spacian on the field. So I got 1 and 2. I'm going to draw 2. I got Neos Wiseman and another Ash. Okay, so again, Neos Wiseman is not one of those cards we want to see, but it ends up happening. So no big deal. But again, we have at least 2 Ashes to interact with our opponent if on our turn, if they happen to have something, or on the opposite turn. So in this case, now I have 2 Spacians on the field. They're good walls, for any possible attack from the opponent on the next turn. I could link into Anaconda since they're both effect monsters, and then dump a Neos Fusion, but I already have a Neos Fusion in hand. So definitely want to see what my options are here. Alright, so I think I'll go ahead and I'll just commit to an Anaconda. Again, because we used Air Hummingbird's effect, I did get some life points again just in Perfect World, and I'll go into the Anaconda. The Anaconda will go ahead and dump these 2. That's good for my next turn if I draw into a Miracle Contact or something like that, but I'll go ahead and dump the Spice. I'm going to dump the Neos Fusion. I'm going to dump the Neos, and I'm going to go into, again, Kluger in this case. So I do have Rainbow Dragon. Maybe we'll go ahead and go with the Rainbow Dragon, because again, this is going second. We can go ahead and clear the field. So Rainbow Neos is there. Again, we can use the variety effects here if we want to. We can use the Shuffle Back effect to tribute Anaconda to shuffle all the monsters back, or we can also do the Graveyard effect where I can take one off the top and Foolish Burial and then send their graveyard back. So all it depends on the matchup. But again, let's say when I clear monsters, I'll go ahead and tribute it, shuffle everything back, and then I can just swing in for a big hefty 45 if there's nothing else present. So and then for our follow-up, we have pretty good stuff. We got Neos Fusion again. We can just go into Kluger at that point, or Brave Neos to further get us advantage in search cards. And of course, we have the 2 copies of Ash. So I hope you guys like the test hands. If you guys like to see more, please let me know, and I can definitely do so. Thank you, and class dismissed.